Yo, what's up guys? So today we have another comparison video. So this one was actually requested by one of you guys. So what we're gonna today, as you can see from the title, is gonna be Uncharted versus Killzone Mercenary. Now, Uncharted is, I feel like, a very forgotten game because honestly, I have totally forgotten about this game. If you see that beginning part, it was bouncing because I had to re-put it back in because I had deleted it. I beat the game, so I was like, there's really not much I can do now. And to save space, I just deleted the game. And I guess it took my save file away too. But it was actually a very fun game. Like, after I was recording this, I started playing it a good bit. And I was like, I need to stop. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's actually a pretty damn good game. Me personally, I'm not much of an Uncharted fan. So I kind of forced myself to play, and it was one of the only launch titles. This is the only game I bought. So it was just like, well, I guess I gotta beat it because I had nothing else to play. But yeah, so in this video, I just do the first mission. The graphics are very rough. You know, they have good textures, but then the ends of everything is rough. You'll see that in just a second. Let me skip forward to that. Alright, here we go. Prologue. So, right off the bat, I will apologize that, of course, this is my camera recording, so it's not getting the best it can, but it's still getting I guess it's still getting something, you know, because the camera is a pretty damn good camera, so, you know, yeah. But first off, you can just see the textures not very smooth, they're kind of rough. You know, at first glance, it does look very good, and you'll be like, wow, this is ridiculous. And also, you have to remember, I guess, there are a lot of textures, so that can be the main reason why they are very rough. But it's I'm pretty sure it runs 60 frames per second. If I'm wrong, please correct me. But from playing it, it really feels like it's running 60 frames per second. So, you know, that's another thing that would make them have to downscale a bit, I feel. But if they're not running at 60 frames per second, then, you know, it's just they weren't sure of the Vita's power. They just have their engine, I guess. But so yeah, in a bit we will put them side by side. But you know, this is the first part in my comparison videos. You know, we just get a little look at both the games one-on-one, see how good they are. So I've never done this before, but for this graphic, I definitely give this a 8 out of 10. And you know, it's very cool gameplay. As you can see, I'm sliding my hand and everything. But you know, this really isn't gameplay comparison. We're more worried about the graphics. The graphics, man, the graphics. But yeah. So there's a little close up right there. You know, they're good. You know, they have nice textures, very detailed and everything. There's very small details if you look at it. But like I said before, pretty rough. It does hurt it a bit, but not much. You know, not much. So we'll just look at this a little bit more. I'll skip forward to some shooting, and then we'll look at Killzone Mercenary. Another thing that actually one of my Uncharted videos, someone pointed out, someone was like, the gun shots animation, you know, the little fire coming out from the gun, they looked kind of comical or something like that. But if you look at it right there, look at the gun animations, they look very generic and just weird. And that's obvious. As you can see, that's one of the things that they downscaled to push out some more graphics, you know. So there's just a lot of things game developers will do just so they can push more graphics, and they do something else that's not very noticeable. But you know, some people just have that kind of eye. Because I remember someone said something like that. I was like, wait a second, what? And I looked at it and I was like, wow, that is really weird. But yeah, that gun animation is kinda mediocre, you know. But yeah, let's get to Killzone Mercenary. Alright, here we are at Killzone Mercenary. Now, the graphics won't be as good as my other comparison videos because I decided just to use my own clips. Because, I don't know, I couldn't really contact anyone to ask them properly if I could use their clips, so I just said whatever. But, yeah, it's not that big of a deal because I used Uncharted raw clips, so it's alright. So now this is actually the first time I'm comparing Killzone Mercenary to another Vita game. But yeah, so as you can see, there's as much detail, if not more, as there is in Uncharted. So, you know, and the graphics are actually smooth, you know, they're not real rough and everything like Uncharted. So already, Mercenary seems to be winning. And I get a kill right there, you know, everything just looks smooth, everything just looks beautiful. Might not look like that on your screen because the graphics aren't that great. But other than that, everything is just smooth and just looking good. This does run at 30 frames per second, but you know, it's not that big of a deal because I don't really feel it when I play. But yeah, so you can just see all this lighting and all these textures and everything they all look so beautiful. Like the floor back there just looks so good, and all the lighting, it looks just like a console. Like right there, there's a shadow and everything. This game is just very phenomenal. So yeah, we'll just look at it for a little bit. And if I can see if I can get when I start shooting, we can look at the shooting animation from the gun, like the fire, just as if we looked at it from on Uncharted. You know how we saw Uncharted shooting was kind of mediocre and just generic. You know, I'm not really sure how else to explain it, but let's see if we can find where I start shooting, and then you can look at it's shooting from the hip at least. Because when you zoom in, you don't even see it. But I really have not looked at it, so this is a surprise for me too. But here we go. Am I gonna shoot? There it is. See, they seem a little bit more realistic, I guess. Mainly, or not realistic, but more like a console game. Only because I feel like it's not just bunched up in one little area. You know, it's like going everywhere. But you know, I don't know. Let's see what your opinion is on what you think the shooting is. But yeah, so let's go ahead and put them side by side for a little bit, and you guys can, you know, put which one you think is better in the comments below.
This is a LionANDPrime Beats production.
Now rocking with the best, pass me the mic and turn me up, bound to blow any moment. Now I'm about to self-destruct, man, I'm just a normal dude with far from normal dreams, doing donuts in the whip. I ain't talking Krispy Kreme, so sit back and watch me kill it. A dynasty, we build